you want a Birkenstock style barefoot sandal for longer walks, this is the Mookie Shoes Nazare. Also has a wide toe box, pretty similar to the Yin, but with a suede footbed instead of regular leather, which feels a little bit softer but can get dirty if you have really sweaty feet. Also, the straps are slightly softer than on the Yin, but there's no structure to them, so it can feel a little bit flappy if you don't tighten them down. And obviously that can also make them hard to slip onto because the straps are up like this, whereas if the Sensus, you can easily slide them on hands-free. That said, it does have a heel strap, which makes it more useful for going on longer walks. And ironically, even though the sole is thicker at 9mm, it's actually more flexible than the Sensus, just because there's no structure on the side to limit it. But it does feel like a heavier sole, so the Yin is definitely the more minimalist of the two. Although I will say, if you need to do a little bit of off-roading, the sole on the Nazare is a better option. Also, if you want a little bit more padding, this is the Soft Start Camino, which has a wide toe box but does taper quite a bit at the front. Although Soft Start may add a primal extra wide version of the Camino at some point, so that's always worth checking out. They've also got a thinner version of the Camino, although this is probably the only time you'll hear me say I actually like the thicker version better. I think the thinner one just feels too hard, you know? Whereas the thicker one just has some nice padding on top. Although I think both sandals look great. They have your classic Birkenstock style straps up top with the heel strap for longer walks and even hiking. And although the sole is kind of outside of barefoot range at around 15mm with a little more stiffness, a lot of that is made up of the top padding and the midsole foam. So really there's only about 6mm of rubber. It's also got a Vibram tread. This is a great hybrid one because it's smooth enough for roads, but then grippy enough to even do some hiking with. And definitely the most durable out of the three. And then finally for cold weather, this is what I'm literally wearing right now. It's the Vivo Barefoot Wavy Mule with a chunky suede upper and a stitched sole, which is always great, as well as a buckle, which you can wear up if you just want to slip into it hands-free, or around your heel if you want to go on longer walks. Inside, you've got a leather footbed and some natural tensile blend insulation, which is a nice combo because it's kind of thick on top, but then thin on the bottom, which creates a better temperature range you're not only wearing in cold weather. For the sole, it's 4mm, and there's some really good flexibility. It doesn't feel quite as limited as the Sensus sandal, so it's really great to use indoors, but there's also some density around the outside of the sole if you need to go on roads or even some light gravel.